So this one's gonna be about some Reddit things. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it later on, so let's see after the intro. About reasons why I'm doing that and stuff and whatnot, so I'm actually gonna talk about now why. I've wasted quite a lot of time because I had to buy some things, so I am gonna make this rather quickly because I do just want to get stuff done today. You know, the past few days in terms of learning stuff and in terms of just all the other shit that I had to do, I wasn't really productive, and this pisses me off. Like, I don't want that. You know, I really don't want that. So just gonna go through some Reddit things. You know, which is also not something bad. It's not the best. You know, yeah. What is your favorite Stoic quote? Here is mine. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength, by Marcus Aurelius in Meditations. Yeah, I think it is a good one. I think it is such a common one, and I would also argue that it is way too direct. You know, sometimes I feel like, and this is also something that I've seen with The Why Cafe, which is a pretty good book, you should check it out, 100%, that he made sure that everyone gets the points, you know, in terms of like actually explaining it in the book. And I've always wondered, like, is he going to explain it right now? And he always did, which is, on one hand, I can understand it because you want people to understand your analogies and your metaphors and all those things. On the other hand, it is also a little bit of a, yeah, you know, it would be cool. It would be cool if you're not doing this. But of course, it makes sense, you know, for the book and for making sure that the message gets across. The question then isn't it even stronger if you just, the reader, him or herself, just comes up with the point of the whole plot of the whole thing? Might be. Not necessarily, but might be. Another quote might be, or is, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," by Seneca. My favorite quote too, cheers friends. And there's actually a really, really long one. I like because it really helps me deal with difficult people. There isn't a lot of difficult people, I think. Say to yourself first thing in the morning today, I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive, treacherous, malicious, and unsocial. All this has afflicted them through their ignorance of true good and evil. But I have that the nature of good is what is right and the nature of evil what is wrong. And I reflected that the nature of the offender himself is akin to my own. Not a kinship of blood or seed, but a sharing in the same mind, the same fragment of divinity. Therefore I cannot be harmed by any of them, as none will infect me with their wrong. Nor can I be angry with my kinsman or hate him. We were born for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids, like the rows of upper and lower teeth. So to work in opposition to one another is against nature, and anger or rejection is opposite. Marcus Aurelius Meditations. And yes, indeed, you know, I think first of all saying, actually doing this, and you know, I might try that out if this is something that can help me, but I shall meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, aggressive, treacherous, malicious, and unsocial. But then also pointing out, like, it is what it is. You know, they're just how they are, and you can still be a good person, and I appreciate that. You know, this is one of the things that I appreciate most about Stoicism, I guess, that it is not like, you know, there's fucked up people, so let's fuck them and let's teach them a lesson and stuff like that. So, no, it's not. It's like, for me, it feels more like, be generous, be a patient person, just deal with them in the best way you possibly can, be nice, be generous, be kind. And this is what I also believe in. I believe in being a kind person, you know, even though, and this is something that I've had, you know, that I had to think about quite, I wouldn't necessarily say that being a kind person is always the best thing you can do, you know, and always being honest and all those things. Like, there is going to be some, you know, I don't know, I mean, you can be kind, but you can be kind in a smart way. In terms of, like, I mean, if you have something positive to say, then you can say it, but kind has nothing to do with saying it always, you know, and or always saying it, to just structure that right. So what I want to refer to is that in some situations, being a little bit more of a harsh person, being a little bit more of a, not really dominant, you know, maybe confident, even though, like, we shouldn't mix up words there. We shouldn't mix up things there, because you can be kind and fucking confident. Like, those two things are, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you look like a badass, then you might still be kind, but on the second look, not on the first look. Just first impression is going to be like, wow, this dude is a fucking badass. And the second thing, once you start talking, is, wow, this dude is fucking kind. And this is what I think about. I just like that. I don't know. Stop wasting time on Reddit, dumbass. Stop wasting time on Reddit, dumbass, by Marcus Aurelius. Nah, you're exempt from the statement because it's your cake day. Cake day trumps all rules. I don't know what cake day is. Is it like... I don't fucking know. That dumbass, Albert Einstein. It is not that we have a short space of time, but that we waste much of it. Which is one. The second one is, they rush to stones and arms if there is even the slightest dispute about the limit of their lands, yet they allow others to trespass upon their life. There is nothing the man is less busied with than living. Indeed, postponement is the greatest waste of life. On the shortness of life, Seneca. Damn you, Seneca the Young, or damn you back into existence. To be everywhere is to be nowhere, by Seneca, which is like... I mean, this can be translated into so many things. Market something and market it to everyone is going to be fucking bullshit. By making something that everyone is going to like, nobody's going to love it. And potentially some going to be like, well, it is mediocre. And this is, and should not be the case, because you can make something fucking great for some people, not for everyone. But it is also not meant for everyone. Just make something that's amazing for some people, and they're going to love you for that. And eventually more people are going to come, more people are going to see that, and more people are going to be like, well, this is actually a pretty cool thing. Whether it is service, whether it is a product, whether it is just, I don't know, content, all sorts of things. We are bad men living among bad men, and only one thing can calm us. We must agree to go easy on one and another. And also on ourselves, I guess. But this is something which was quite interesting, something that I've seen with I think it's been the Bhagavad Gita, if I'm not quite sure or wrong there. If you are nice to somebody else, if you're just going on ease with other people, then you're also going to do this with yourself. So everything starts with how you interact with the people around you. If you're a nice person to the people around you, then chances seem to be better that you're also going to be nice to yourself, which is, I think, pretty cool, if you think about it. And I don't know, practice being a nice ass dude. So that you yourself are going to be maybe happier. Yeah, let's go to something else. I've seen enough quotes. Yeah, this is something that I've also just seen. I feel as if social media is stopping us from further self-improvement. And there's some fucking video and I do not want to have that. Could you please... No, why did I do this? Please go away. I don't want to have... I don't care. Reading the Minecraft handbooks. Yes, I don't care. Even though there's a lot of people watching this, I still don't care. Please go away. I would like to... No, everything is broken. Show less of this. Yes. I just don't want to have this because it's breaking everything. Thank you. Mille grazie. Or more or less, grazie mille. I'm not quite sure. There's two meanings that both of them are having, and or just... It's basically the same thing, but it means something different. So yeah, anyway. I'm currently 19 years old, and as long as I can remember, social media has played a huge role in both my communication with others as well as seeing what my friends and random people are up to, from Facebook to Instagram. I've used it religiously, but not anymore. In the past, I would open up Instagram and Twitter and not think much about what friends are saying or posting. Browsing Instagram feeds acted as a relief to boredom, gaining followers and likes for posts aided to my ego, but at the same time, it was damaging my core self. Recently, I was going through some of my friends' Instagram stories, and for some reason, I felt overwhelmed with what I saw. All of their stories were showcasing fake versions of themselves, fake lives, and post reshares for attention. It was really superficial. Twitter was filled with trying to catch the latest trend or trying to say the next big thing so that it can go viral. Tons of tweets were about emotions, double standard posts, and thirst photo sets. I decided to take a break from it all. Is this really what it has to come to? We have to hide our faces not only behind our screens, but behind our filters as well. We have become so open to online communication, but in real life, we can't even tell each other how we feel without feeling ashamed or embarrassed. Life is not limited by a screen and by how many likes or shares we got for a post. It is much more than that. And honestly, what do you gain? Take a step back and just live in a moment. There is a few things that I want to catch on. First of all, the name is pretty nice. Yo-Yo Kebab Shop. So I don't know if kebab, if this is, I don't know if it is, I don't know if it is just not, well, anyway, I don't know if it is Turkish. I don't even know if it should be Turkish, or if it is, I mean, like, I don't know. It is food, this is what I know, but I don't know the origin of it. And I don't know just kebab as a word, which language it originated from. This is what I want to say. The thing is, I appreciate that this person decided to go away from it, because there's a lot of people that complain about it and still are on those platforms. And then I have to say, like, wow, well done, motherfucker. Just go away, do something else, and then you don't have to complain about all that shit. Second of all, complaining about it, like, I understand it. The thing is, it is something so common nowadays, like, oh, social media is so bad and everyone's complaining about it and everyone has an opinion on it and whatnot. And I don't know, like, I feel like if it is not doing you any good, don't do it. That's quite it, you know? And don't complain about it, you know? Don't write a book about it, don't write, well, if you want to, you can, of course, but I don't know, like, I just do not really value complaining about stuff, especially when it is like, I mean, of course, like, this might have helped somebody to just also decide, like, well, I'm not gonna do this, you know, because you might have also seen this in your life. Some people have maybe also seen this in their life and then decided, like, well, I'm not gonna do this any longer because maybe I'm also gonna feel better about myself if I'm doing the exact same thing. So for this reason, or in this sense, it is a pretty cool thing and a pretty important thing maybe as well. But second of all, like, complaining about social media on social media, pretty meta, isn't it? The third thing, the last one is take a step back and just live in a moment. I'm having a really big problem with saying live in a moment, because it's, at my point of view, involves being like, well, you know, I'm just gonna drink something today because I'm living in a moment and stuff like that. So just really only focusing on the short term rather than long and short term. The thing is, I believe that there's a lot of things today. What I believe in is that we should all go for the long term, but really having a shitty and miserable short term life is just not worth it. It doesn't make too much sense. Of course, in a lot of ways, you just have to be like, well, I am going to trade off a little bit of discomfort in the now for a lot of great things in the future. And this is fucking great, but I wouldn't say that you should have a miserable life and that you should hate your life for just 50 years and the other 50 years you can just do something great. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So I think don't live in a moment. Try to live smart. Live in a moment and try to live a life and make a life, structure life that is going to do you good in the future as well. This is what I think about. Like, as I said, I mean, for me, only living short term doesn't make any fucking thing sense, whatnot. And something else that I've been so what can we gain from it? Like, yeah, money, marketing, like, yeah, really, you know, and if you're good at it, then you can make some money, and this is a just job you can be doing. So yeah, on the other hand, and this is something that I also want to deal with, I mean, or talk about, saying like, okay, we can't talk to each other, and all those things, like, it is complicated, I think. I just thought about measuring things by the standards of the past generation, which means, for example, just because I've also had to think about technology, like, I don't know, just, you know, I just try to make a good example or have a good example, you know, because I could say like, well, you know, you can have, I don't know, an old car, and then you're gonna have a new car, and then you're gonna be like, well, I'm gonna judge the new car by its ability to feel old, and then it's gonna be like, no, it's not gonna feel old, unless some manufacturers just make them feel old without any, I don't know, assisted, whatever it is called, with your driving wheel stuff. I don't know. So yeah, is this a good example? Is this a good example? A good example? I don't know, because most often it is the case, and it should also be the case, that the new generation surpasses the old generation in everything. But as I said, I mean, with nostalgic feelings, old things are going to be better than the new ones because they're old and because they're nostalgic and they feel old and they smell old and all those things. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. I mean, the point is that those generations, the generation now is communicating in different ways. And further, just in the future, there's also going to be new ways of communication again and again and again and again. And I don't know. Like, it is complicated because on one hand, I have to say, like, yes, you should be able to express yourself. You should be able to these and that and these and those. But is it going to be relevant in the future? Is it going to be something that's so important in the future if it is not that important at this point in time? I don't know. And this is a huge thing. Like, I do not want to judge anything in the now just based on what things have been in the past, because I don't know. It does not feel right. Well, anyway, I set a goal to work on a personal project I've been avoiding for 30 minutes. I worked on it for 2.5 hours straight, and I'm now enjoying my well-earned lunch break. Yeah, the problem with personal projects is that you might be neglecting to do some things that you should really be doing, work things, and something that I always like to do is getting those things done that I have to do, and then I can just focus all my fucking time on the things that I want to do. I just don't want to have the feeling of, okay, I know that I have to do something. I don't want to have this in my brain. I don't want to have to think about those things that I need to be doing. Not those things that I want to be doing, but need to be doing. Then there's a Bruce Lee quote. You will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. True power is sitting back and observing everything with logic, which is good, but we are not that logical animals, to be honest. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. Yes, indeed, life is great. Life ultimately is great. Try to surround yourself with people that are great and that are amazing, because I have seen that it changes things. It really changes things. Having people that are nice around you, having people that are just really pushing you and that, I don't know, that are fun to just be around with. People like you, maybe. Not necessarily. Books to help me understand conservative viewpoints. Does anyone have any recommendations for books on conservative political viewpoints? Preferably one that seems more level-headed and not some talking head bandit. Whatnot. Okay. Plot. Suggest me a book. Savings donate char. If you take, what is it? Dollars replace my most ambitious project. It is a char. And the char says, for the podcast listeners that can't see that right now, savings char, donate if you take dollars and replace it 2 times the dollars. 24-hour deadline. I see. I think it is a pretty good idea. I think it is cool. I think it makes sense. I don't know, but I mean, of course, sticking to it is going to be a different question. It's going to be a different thing to do. It doesn't work for now. Keep trying. I'm sad. Try adding for now. I'm sad for now. I like it, actually. It's pretty sweet illustrated as well. I think this belongs here. Updated variable typeface. Avant Sans from Avant-Garde. I like this minimalist style though. Visualizing versus fantasizing. I have been suffering from extremely bad depression and anxiety for the last 5 years. There's actually a lot of people that struggle with that, which is a shame. I think, because I do not want to repeat myself, but life is amazing. Even if there is no free will and we are determined by forces beyond our control, living as we have autonomy over our choices and actions and doing the best with what we have is the better way to live. Yeah. I mean, in the end, we just still decide. Quite. At least we think we can decide. If it is really the case or not, I don't care. I don't. Because I'm still feeling like I do those things that I want to be doing. So if there is some force or not, who cares? Just if there is an illusion, who cares? If we are in the matrix, who cares? We don't know. I don't know. So why should I bother? Together We Build Bridges by artist Lorenzo Quinn. And this is amazing. But I don't know if, no, I think this is not real, isn't it? No, I think it is not real. And also this is strange. I think. I'm not sure. Because if your elbow is facing the sky, but you're doing it like this, then it's not gonna face the sky. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'm just wrong. Or maybe this is just what he wants to be doing. I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. I'm actually very sorry that this episode might not be that good, that great, but I feel a little bit forced to just now finally do some things. Because as I said, I mean, I've wasted quite a lot of time today and the past days, and this is not something that I want to have to deal with and that I want to have in general. So I'm gonna do shit now. Yeah, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself when you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, basically means just being a nice person, and then also being remembered as a nice person, which is a cool thing, you know? But I already feel like, well, I just don't want to learn this exact same fucking bullshit I've been doing the last, I don't know, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that, you know? And I wouldn't necessarily still say that I'm able to just recap everything and that I'm able to just memorize everything. I wouldn't necessarily say so, which is, on one hand, it is a shame. On the other hand, I can just understand myself as well. Yeah, I hope it's going to be a better day in terms of that. You know, it's always a good day, but in terms of learning and just being productive in that sense, it's not always a good day. I don't know why. Yeah, it's strange. It is strange, but yeah. Something else. Can you make something? Can you do something? Can you create something that you know is going to make somebody else's life better? If yes, think about doing that. Yeah. 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? Like, yeah. This is hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is an amazingly important thing to think about. Not the business idea, but the purpose. So yeah, I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. Bye, and I just truly appreciate you. I'll hopefully going to see you the next time. So